parents have almost forgotten what the role of a parent is.
Amen.
It's like, okay,
Lost control.
if your little boy comes to you and says, "Daddy, I want to be a girl,"
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
and you just let him rock with that,
Right.
he's 5.
Right. And where did he get that
If
from?
you let this 5-year-old boy decide to eat candy all day, he's gonna do that.
Exactly.
Like when did it become a good idea to let a 5-year-old, let a 6-year-old, let a 12-year-old make a life-changing decision for themselves?
Right.
When did that happen?
Right.
Like I don't understand that. I don't get that.
And to medicate these young kids that are 5, 6, growing up and knowing that it affects their brain, it affects their organs, it makes them sick, but they're not allowed to do drugs, they're not allowed to do alcohol.
Right.
But we can medicate
He
them
can't
up.
drive a car yet, but he can decide his sex.
Right, right. What sexual orientation, and he can cut off his pee-pee, and that, to me, that makes no sense whatsoever.
And so I don't know if this is true, but I heard a rumor that they either passed or are trying to pass a law in LA that states if your child comes to you and asks to do some of these things and you say no, they can take your kid from you.
Yeah, that's true. Just passed in California.
Why? That makes no sense.
They want us to have no control over our children.
I don't get it.
In schools,
I don't get it.
hospitals, libraries.
Yeah.
They just want to manipulate. You got to understand when they're so young and they're already, that's
impressionable.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And from them, they're going to believe what you say. I mean, we say Santa Claus is real, the Easter
and they
Bunny.
believe it. Like,
right, exactly.
Like, you gotta
they know what they're doing.
Remember who you're dealing with. Like I can't take credit for it, but I heard somebody say one time, he's like, all right, if your son comes to you and says, "Daddy, I want to be a girl," ask your son, what is a girl?
That's a good one.
What is he going to do? He's going to say, well, he might want to play with dolls. All right, you want to play with dolls. Fine, play with dolls.
Right.
But you're a boy playing with dolls.
That's
I
right.
want to wear pink. All right, cool, wear pink. But you're a boy
That's right.
wearing pink. No issue with the LBGT. I have no problem with with nobody. Okay,
Right.
Love who you love, do what you do.
Exactly.
I just personally come from an era where a man was a man and a woman was a woman, and it wasn't but two genders, and that's just how I rocked.
Me
now,
too.
You could identify as a goldfish if you feel it.
Right.
Your thoughts?
What? I don't care.
agree.
That ain't my business. It becomes my business when you try to make me play the game with you. I'm not finna call you a
Right.
goldfish, but you
Exactly.
want to be a goldfish, you go be a goldfish. It's all good.
Amen.
I mean,
Well said.
it's just, we live in a weird time, man. We do.
And
Trigger
sort of a
warnings.
ha-
What the
right.
hell is a trigger warning?
Yes, exactly.
It's just when I
It
just
is
don't know
weird
when the world
times.
became so sensitive. Like comedians can't tell jokes no more.
No.
Like, everybody's offended. It's a joke. It's
Right.
a comedian.
Right.
It's a joke. You're not supposed to take it serious. It's a joke.
Right.
His literal job is to joke. And you
About everyone.
About everyone and
Right.
everything. And people want to get offended and like, don't say that. That's triggering. Oh my God. You know what?
Yeah,
Sit in your house by yourself.
exactly.
It annoys me.
First and foremost, I do not apologize for having an opinion on this matter. I am a 43-year-old heterosexual man. If my opinion offended somebody, yeah, sure, I apologize for you being offended, because I will never be okay with allowing a child to make a decision that detrimental to their life. I will never be okay with that. I don't care. I definitely plan to educate myself a little bit more on this matter. However, I doubt that there's any book anywhere or any opinion that somebody's gonna tell me that's gonna make me okay with letting a child make a decision like that.
Yeah, we really do live in an insane time where I'm supposed to critically give a fuck about your feelings. Like, that's a thing that never existed before, where you couldn't insult people, but like directly, but if you said something that was normal but a little whatever, and they got offended because they feel like they're fucking soft or whatever, and they don't have any thick skin, they can't handle that shit. People, you start crying about that shit, people tell you shut the fuck up. Yeah. Like, no one's listening to that bullshit. It's only now where it's just like, oh, if you say anything about anyone's group, even if it's true and makes actual sense, still they come at you and say, oh, you're triggering. Triggering? I don't give a fuck if you're triggered. That's a personal problem. You solve that by yourself. I don't understand how you think that we should let children make these type of decisions. Just like he said, you can't drive, you can't go in the military, you can't have your own bank account, you can't buy stocks, you can't do shit. But you can cut off your dick forever? No way. No way. Because you can look at some of the people who have been trans for 25 years. A lot of them will give you crazy stories about all the medical complications that they had and issues that they had to go through. This organ fucked up, that organ fucked up, all this, all that. You know why? Because you're trying to be something that you didn't start as. And your body is rebelling against it because it's not built that way.
It's funny how there are people who are saying that, oh, we assign these genders. No, your body assigned that gender.
You assigned
that
yourself.
cell designed that gender
Right.
for who you are and who you are going to be in this world. We did not design anything. You did not come out of this world and then we decided to choose, oh, you're going to be a boy, you're going to be a girl.
You were a blank slate and we started adding shit.
You were a blank slate in your mother's womb and your body the cells decided that we're going to make this a boy and this a girl. That is the way it is. And then you try to alternate it by physically, chemically giving those kids something at such a pure young age that it can make their bones porous, it can fuck up their organs. And like, kids are so indecisive. They don't know what they want. Because you can have two kids and one kid will be crying about a toy that they wanted this whole time, yet ranting and raving about it. Then the other kid, you give that kid that toy, then you give the other kid something that they wanted. That kid, the first kid, all of a sudden wants that toy.
Right.
What the fuck is that?
Because they're children, bro. The same way why if these niggas would eat candy all fucking day, all night, if they chose. Right, and we're not letting them choose. That's the whole point. Eat your vegetables, motherfucker.
Why not give him candy all the time? That's what the kid wants, right? That's what the kids want. They desire candy, ice cream, all that good stuff for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Why don't you feed them that? Oh, because it's bad for them?
Right.
They're
not old enough and don't have the base of knowledge in life to make that decision, to comprehend the consequences of their actions. That's the thing. The same way how you can't even charge people under like 9 years old with a crime.
Right.
No, you can't, bro. They don't have the mental capacity to understand the consequences of their fucking actions, bro.
Right.
You kidding me? Which is and so someone who who would commit a murder, and we can't send them to jail because they're 7 years old. In fact, you almost can't even get juvie charges if you're that young. And yet, we're going to let you decide to cut your dick off. We're going to let you decide to cut your titties off. Like, they never want to talk about the people who experience real regret later on in life after they said that. I've heard many trans people say that they go to the doctor, confused, I'm not sure what, blah, blah, blah. And the doctor is like, no real psychological counseling or anything like that. And this immediately like, all right, we'll cut your titties off. What?
Truth be told, a lot of people are confused in life, even up into their 30s.
Right.
And they don't get a lot of things in life until their until their mid-30s, their 30s to middle 30s to late 30s to 40s. That's when people start to understand life, period. Who they are, what they want to do, so on and so forth. A lot of people are confused in this world. We're all fucking confused. We're just out here doing our best. Want our children to make a decision on something that they don't even know what they want until their fucking 30s? Are you serious? Listen, are you serious right now?
Just what Neo said. Just because you like things that are typically assigned to women doesn't make you a woman. Mm-hmm. It doesn't. The same way how that was the funny thing he said. When your kid comes to you and says, "Daddy, I think I want to be a girl." What's a girl? You can't explain that to me. You can't be it. And that's the same thing that I forget what his name is, Matt Walsh maybe, where he was giving a talk and he asked that lady, well, what is a woman?
Yeah, I remember that.
She's trans. You asked her what is a woman.
Mm-hmm. She couldn't even answer the question.
You couldn't answer the question. It's whatever I want it to be. But like that defeats the purpose.
Right.
That defeats the purpose of the English language and definitions. Like whatever you are, it's defined somewhere. That's a category, which means there are things that you must have to be in there, and things that if you have them, you can't be in there
to qualify for that thing.
Right, or disqualify yourself one way or the other. So. Right. Any word, anything, anytime you name something, you're putting it in a category.
Right.
Because when you look up a word, it has characteristics and explanation associated with it that lets you identify it from another thing, which might look similar but has a different name and is a different thing.
Yeah.
Like, why is a table not a chair? Right? You can sit on a table, nigga. So why is a table not a chair? because it's not. It's a table.
Right.
And if you go through the description of what a chair is, it needs a back, right? 4 legs maybe, but definitely a back.
Yes.
Like, no back on that motherfucker, it's a table. Simple as that. No dick on that motherfucker, it's a woman.
No titties.
It's a nigga. Stop playing with me, bro. Like, and when we check the chromosome, and don't bring up the 0.0001% of niggas that's born with both, or their body got confused in the womb, and so they're literally both things. Like they present outwardly as a man, but have female everything. Like, there are people like that. We seen someone like that. I think it was on Soft White Underbelly. There was a guy on there, every bit as manly as you could imagine. Tattoos all up his fucking neck. Has a vagina.
It's a possibility the body...
He was born that way.
It's a possibility that the body itself can be confused and want to design itself as one thing, but it gives off another. It's possible. But you know what those things are called? Abnormalities.
Right.
These things are called abnormalities because majority of the world has assigned genders and functions.
And that's how we define anything, is that the vast majority of humanity fits this thing. Yeah. So this is what we're going to go with. So, for example, humans have 1 head, 2 arms, and 2 legs. Yet human beings are born with 1 arm, 1 leg, no legs, no arms, 3 arms.
Guess what?
They're still humans. It's just an abnormality.
Yes.
So it didn't change what you were. You're just a human with extra shit. You're still in the category. You're just on the side there because you have extra stuff. But fundamentally... Or lack thereof, right. But fundamentally, you're still the thing. Because you're still a fucking human being. You were birthed by 2 other human beings. You're still a human being. Mm-hmm. Get the fuck out of here, yo. Like, the bastardization of the English language has to stop. Like, you motherfuckers pretend like words can just mean whatever you want them to mean.
That's the problem for me.
Like, I didn't know a cat could be a dog just because you said so.
Right.
Just because it feels like it. Just because it was raised with cats. That doesn't mean a fucking thing. Still a cat.
Let me tell you something. Anybody out here feel like a cheetah? Go ahead. Run amongst the cheetahs. See how fast the lion rip your shirt.
See if you don't paw your back down. Bop your spine open, boy. Quit playing with me, nigga.
Sorry.
Y'all gonna end up on... Y'all see that YouTube channel? Final Affliction.
We watch that all the time.
You gonna end up in there getting ate by a bear like Timothy Treadwell. Keep playing around, son. You niggas need to stop fucking around. I'm not with none of the retard shit. None of it.
You a bird? Go ahead. Fly off a cliff.
I see one bitch talking about my son identifies as a cat, but his school won't let him identify as a cat. Yeah, because...
Or she won't know. It was they won't let her take her to the vet.
They wouldn't let her take her son to the vet. The vet wouldn't operate on him because he has human anatomy. And the vet's like, I'm not a human doctor. And she said, she was thinking about suing the doctor for discrimination. Really?
No, she said, I'm not going to do that.
No, but she was thinking about it.
Why.
But she said she's not going to do it because she doesn't want to be mean. Bitch, you can't do that.
No, she knew she was going to fail.
Maybe she didn't. Maybe she's that fucking delusional. No,
because she knew good and damn well when that doctor said he does not have anatomy of a cat, therefore I cannot work on him because the fact is he does not have
he
doesn't matter. Anatomy of a cat.
He thinks he's a cat.
I don't care. She
thinks he's a cat.
She knows
he thinks he's a cat.
All right, let him eat cat food. See how well that works for him and his body. See how well that works for him and his anatomy. Mm-hmm.
Stop the fucking madness. Nigga said he was a cat. Get the fuck off. Get the fuck out of here.